In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to impress A players in less than 7 minutes without the boring generic sales pitches you might be doing already. VC firm A16Z and Andreessen Horowitz invested more than $42 billion into early stage startups, some of which you might recognize, companies like OpenAI, Lyft, DoorDash, even Airbnb. But one of the biggest hiring mistakes they see early stage startups make is when founders and managers start interviews off with the generic, boring, womp company sales pitch. Now, I get it. You need to pitch your company, but I'm going to show you how to do it right. And if you want to stop gambling and start hiring, check out the link in the description below. You'll see a good masterclass on exactly how to do that. So the first thing we need to do is set the tone. This takes 60 seconds and you could do it right before your call. But what you want to do is energetically, you need to think about treating this person like they're a guest in your home, because technically they are. So be warm, be welcoming. Try your best to make every candidate feel like, hey, we're on the same team. One of the first engineering managers I ever hired told me, why don't more recruiters do this? You made me feel like our interview was just a conversation. And guess what? He ended up staying with our company for 4+ years. So that actually worked out. But the truth of the matter was, at the time, I was terrified. The stakes were high and we really couldn't afford to get this hire wrong. But my intention in many ways calmed my energy down and was felt with my candidate, right? So that's why setting the tone matters. And you need to ask yourself, what intentions are you setting before every interview? Are you just in a rush to get through your next question, or are you in a rush to pitch your company, or are you actually welcoming each person into your company's opportunity and trying to tell that story authentically? So next, you need to structure your introduction. That's step 2. Here's the exact 45-second intro script that I've used thousands of times and helped me hire hundreds of A players. So it goes something like this. The purpose of our call today is really to just have an exploratory conversation about your experience and see if this opportunity represents a meaningful career move for you. I want to spend about 30 to 40 minutes together, and I'll have some questions throughout our conversations, and I may interrupt you to ask clarifying questions. It's not to be rude. It's not to cut you off. It's just that we have a lot to cover, and I want to make sure you hear everything you need to make an informed decision. So I give you permission to do exactly the same, so feel free to ask questions throughout our conversation. Does that sound fair? Now, what did I just do? In less than 60 seconds, you've set the tone, laid out the roadmap, and you've reduced this candidate's interview anxiety. That's the golden nugget here. I've interviewed thousands of candidates, and after this intro, I can always see the anxiety almost leave their body, like a sigh of relief, right? And almost as if to say, wow, this person is on my side. I have permission to interrupt and ask questions. Of course that sounds fair. And that's how you set the tone, frame the conversation. But next, you need to gather some intel before you just blindly pitch your company. And that's step 3. I call that get intel rich before you pitch. So I like to even change, words have power. So think of this less as a pitch and more of telling your company's story. But to tell the best story, you need the best ingredients. So here's the 2 questions you can't afford to skip. First, would you mind giving me a quick overview of your background and your expertise? Please spend about 2 or 3 minutes just highlighting what you feel is most important. I think this would set great context, and then we can dive deeper from there. So what does this question do? Well, first, what are the red flags you'll notice if they aren't prepared for this question? 1, they're unprepared. 2, they're lacking self-awareness. So I said 2 to 3 minutes. So if somebody spends 5 minutes on this question, they lack a little bit of self-awareness. Or 3, maybe they explain what they did, but they're just super vague, right? And we want good communicators on our team. So the green flags are they're concise, they're clear, they're prepared, right? You could tell all of that just from tell me about yourself or give me a quick overview of your background. Question number 2. What criteria are you using to help you make a decision about this next job? Oh, I love this question because everybody gets caught off guard and they smile because they're like, oh, that's a great question. And I asked them to limit it to 3 to 4 factors. But again, what are the red flags in this question? Are they unprepared? Again, are they lacking self-awareness? Do they ramble on and on and on and on? Are they vague? Are they unsure about what they want? I mean, it's okay to be unsure about what you want, but we ideally want candidates that are aligned with the job and what we bring to the table. The green flags, are they concise? Are they clear? Are they prepared? But most importantly, are they aligned? Is this a person who was a former manager and now wants to be an individual contributor? And if your job offers that, then wow, you got alignment in less than 5 minutes, right? After conducting only 3 interviews like this, one of the managers I trained said to me, Anthony, I've never been more confident going into an interview. I knew exactly what questions to ask. I knew why I was asking those questions, and I knew what to listen for. So this formula helps you now better position your role because now you've gathered data. And like anything, this is a skill. It's a science. Don't expect to master this on the first try. I've done this thousands of times, respectfully. But the true genius is that now you can also use that data later to close more offers because you know exactly what your candidate wants. So that's exactly how to impress A players in less than 7 minutes without a boring ass sales pitch. Being prepared impresses the best candidates. Structure impresses the best candidates. So use this blueprint so you can win. And comment story down below if you want a follow-up video, on exactly how to sell your job to high performers so they find it irresistible and so that you can use this intel properly. And like I said, if you're ready to stop gambling when it comes to hiring, check out the masterclass in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.